Hello, and welcome back to another short tutorial with Leslie Johnson, your instructional coach. So, on Friday, the 21st of September, we were talking about Google Forms. So, I'm just going to quickly go over some of the things that we talked about on Friday. So, first and foremost, to get there, we can go through the Google Apps. Now, my Forms is already here. If yours is not, click more and it should be down there. I do believe you're able to sort of rearrange things as you see fit. So I can move maps up. I could move YouTube. Once I click more, I just kind of click and drag it, and it seems to be working. So if you want your forms to be up there, make sure that you do that little trick. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to Forms. As we discussed, there are templates available for you that you can use. They are pre-made, and that would just mean that you go ahead and fill in as needed. But I'm going to go ahead and make a blank quiz because that is what we did on Friday the 21st. So the first thing I'm going to do with my blank quiz is click on blank quiz and make a title. Sorry, it switched to there. So I'm just going to call this sample quiz. Now up here, you see that the title is still blank quiz. So if I click there, it's supposed to just change. Well, it didn't change. So I'm going to go ahead and delete and make it sample quiz. Okay. From there, I could add a description, just playing around, we'll say. So if you have like your Unit 1 assessment, maybe you would detail that this particular quiz covers all of the material we have learned in Unit 1, including blah, blah, and blah, or whatever it might be. Now, I recommended that your first question always be name. Google is smart enough to know that that's going to be a short answer question. Make sure you click the required button so that your students have to answer that particular question. Now, I'm not going to click answer key here because there's going to be a variety of answers. So I'm just going to leave that there. So that's my first question. Now I need another question. So I come over here to the plus button, and that is to add a question. Now, it defaults to multiple choice. If you are not satisfied with multiple choice, you can click on that and choose short answer, paragraph, checkboxes, etc., etc. Choose what fits you. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a question. What is the capital of New Mexico? And again, Google is smart enough to suggest the correct answer. So I can just click Santa Fe and it already chooses that. And I guess it's even giving me other suggestions. So I could throw people off, with Salem, Phoenix, Carson City, or Bismarck. If you want to type in other answers, I'm going to click over here where it says add option, not add other. If I click on add other, that means this is a blank spot that a student could write in an answer, and I don't want them to do that. If you accidentally click that, it's as easy as going over to the X and clicking remove. So I'm going to add option Santa Fe, we'll say Las Cruces, and I don't know, Anthony, whatever. So the answer has already been chosen. If I click here for answer key, I could choose the correct answer. Like let's say, oh no, it's also Las Cruces. It's not. So I'm going to unclick that. But I can also add answer feedback. So for incorrect answers, I could say the capital is Santa Fe. And then for correct answers, I could say like, great job. You could also add a hyperlink or a specific video if you needed your students to review information if they got that particular question wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And I can see that my feedback is there. Now, a very important thing here, points. Right now it is 0 points. I'm going to go ahead and make that 1. You can make that question as many points as you feel it deserves. And from there, I can come over here to add another question. Maybe put what is the country that borders the United States. But for option 1, I'm going to put Mexico. Add another option. Can't say Canada because that also borders the United States. We'll say Ireland, England, and let's just be silly and say like Chihuahua. So from here, again, I click answer key so I can choose Mexico. I can add answer feedback if I want to, or if I don't, I can just change the point value. All right. And that is the basics of creating a quiz. One other thing I want to point out is if we, where did it go? Edit the question? Yes. Okay, so I forgot to require that this question be answered. So if you want to make sure that your students answer all of the questions, make sure you go back and ensure that you have required them. Another great feature is with this little menu down here. I really like the shuffle option order. So that means when students are sitting next to each other, the options are not going to be in the same order. So it's easy enough to look over and see like, oh, they chose the second answer. I'm going to choose the second answer too. But if you shuffle those answers, they're not going to have the same second answer. So that's a cool feature. I can do the same here with what's the capital, click on edit question, make it required, choose the menu, and shuffle option order. Now, a couple of other things I can do. I can customize the theme. You're not married to this purple color. You could choose a light blue, green, really any of those, or you could become more ambitious and choose an image. Of course, Google has provided some for you. So I could choose this wonderful rainbow thread, and that's now going to be the background for my quiz, for my 2-point quiz. Some other cool things, I can click on the eye so I can preview the quiz and see what that looks like for my students. So that's especially important if you are using images or if you're embedding videos or doing anything like that, just to make sure that it works. And I can just close that and my quiz is still here. The other cool thing is in settings. Remember, this is where we find the general settings. So I could choose to collect email addresses. I could choose to restrict this to people only in the Gadsden Independent School District. I can limit this to 1 response. I could let, if it is a formative assessment, you could have them edit their answers. So if you don't put the answer feedback, then you could say, okay, you have to take this quiz until you get 100%. So then I can have them, oh, they only got 7 out of 10. They have to take it again. And so that's one way you could get your students working with the material and perhaps reviewing the areas of confusion that they may have. There's also the presentation options. So this is where you can shuffle the questions. So if they don't need to go in order, you can actually shuffle numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for one student, but for another, it'll be 5, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. So that's a cool feature. And under quizzes, if you ever make a form and you forgot to say, oh, I'm making a quiz, you can just tick this box. Or if I started making a quiz and decided, no, I just want this to be a sort of, if I want this to be just a survey, I could make it that way. All right, so that is just a quick review of everything we talked about on Friday, September 21st. As usual, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.